All right, stay on the line. I'll be hold the line.
No.
I'll be
Hold the line.
yeah. All right.
Hey lover, hey baby, I am infatuated with you. Hey honey, tell me
Bobby Kimball is in the house. Bobby is a career musician and singer who has been in many bands throughout his career, starting at age 8. Years later, he became the lead singer in the multi-platinum Grammy award-winning band TOTO with awesome hits like Hold the Line, Rosanna, Africa, and more. He is currently recording new music and touring internationally for his loyal fans worldwide. When not on the road, Bobby also enjoys his 9,000-gallon koi fish pond filled with various fish. Hi, Bobby. Are you ready to rock?
I have never been unready to rock.
All right. Well, Bobby, tell our podcast listeners more about yourself and your role in the music business.
Okay, let me start off with something that I wrote a movie about, which is a true story.
Go for it.
All right. When I was 4 years old, my mother had perfect pitch, and she would sit at the piano and play anything, any song that she heard perfectly, note for note. And I watched her so many times when I was 4, but she taught me about 300 chords by the time I was 5. And it was fantastic that I had learned so many chords from her. However, I didn't know anything really about rhythm. And I would sit and play those chords, but not in a rhythmic value, until the town I was living in, about 10 miles from the Texas border, inside Louisiana. It was only a 3,000 person town, and I went to the only barbershop, and I was getting a haircut, and there was a shoe shine guy, a black shoe shine guy, and they nicknamed him Tanner. That wasn't his real name, but I was watching him shine shoes, pulling that rag across the shoes and popping it to a New Orleans second line beat. And he was kind of bopping around and humming and sometimes singing, but he would pop that rag so many times to such wonderful rhythm. And I started watching him for about 6 weeks. And I would run home every time I watched him, and I would use the rhythm that I had learned from him with my mother's chords. And I was playing piano really well by the time I got to 5.
That's pretty amazing. I mean, so here you are at this young age. You're already learning all about being a musician and learning rhythm and learning it in a very practical way, too.
Yes. And, you know, when I was 5, Tanner and I, 5 years old for me, 52 years old for him, because he taught me so much rhythm and he was such an incredible person, we became best friends. And everywhere I looked in this little small town of 3,000 people, I saw these signs that were hanging over everything. They said, colored entrance, white entrance, colored drinking fountain, white drinking fountain, colored restroom, white restroom. And after about 6 weeks, we had become really good friends. Well, a couple of times a week, he and I would walk around the main street in that town. I asked him, I said, how does it feel to see these signs that make you feel like you're not even a human being? And he told me something. He taught me not only rhythm, he told me, he said, Bobby, never, ever pay attention to things like that. He said, don't take orders from anyone, and please don't give orders to anyone. He said, don't spend 1 second of your time, which is a waste, if you're full of hate or anger or you're saying bad things about people to put them down. He said, don't do that. He says, live every second of your life doing anything that will make you happy. But black and white people back then could not be friends. But we became friends. And when I was 12 years old, I witnessed him dying only 10 feet in front of my face. He was in a vehicle that was crossing a railroad track, and he and the driver did not hear the train. I was stopped on my bicycle right before you get to the train track. But there was a big building that blocked the view of the train. I threw my bicycle on the ground and tried to run in front of their car and stop them. But when I got to their car, because they were going a little fast, I was at the door and I banged on the door, but they kept going. And when they got halfway across the track, the train hit them and killed them both.
I'm sorry for your loss.
It broke my heart.
During interviews, as you may know, guests are asked to share some song lyrics. What song lyrics would you like to share with our audience?
Okay, the name of the song is Living Your Life for Happiness. And this is something that Tanner taught me when I was 5 years old. It made writing these lyrics very easy. You should be living your life just to be a friend. Try to do nothing wrong every moment of the time you spend. There's never a reason to ignore living the life you defend. Being the person you want to be only brings you happiness. Spending your time to make things right can bring you more success. No one in this world should ever tell you who you gotta be. Living your own life is the only thing that'll make you free. No one's in control of anything they try to make you change. The secrets of your soul are things that only you can rearrange. All the love within your heart, it stays connected to remain. But anyone who gives you orders, just know they're insane. Live the truth, shun the lies, and never believe a liar's alibis. Be yourself, don't scandalize. Help everyone become evangelized. Do what you like what you do. Only the things that you know are true. So never give orders or put people down. Do what they love so they will stay around. And then the chorus is living your life for happiness. Keep living a life of friendliness. Just live your whole life for happiness. And then the last part, keep living your life for sweet success. Stay out of a world of bitterness. The love of your life is what brings togetherness. So keep living your life for happiness.
Well, Bobby, as I'm sure you would agree, everyone has setbacks from time to time. What is one major challenge you had to face that you would like to share with other people in the music business?
I first got into TOTO in 1977. We started recording the first TOTO album. And I worked on the first album to the fourth album. And I started singing on the fifth album. And they asked me to leave the band. And they hired a friend of mine to sing, which was okay with me. However, since I book my own concerts and I manage myself, I'm happier than I ever was in the music business doing that. Because no one steals your money. Everything you want to do, you can do. You don't have to take orders from anyone. Usually I'm on the road about 200 to 250 days a year, all over the world.
You sound so motivated, going from this long career that you've had so far, and with any challenges you've had along the way, it seems like you just roll forward and taking the advice of your friend Tanner.
Yes. Well, I have to tell you something. I absolutely love the band TOTO. I love that band. And the guy that's singing with them right now is Joseph Williams. And Joseph and I have been friends for so many years. And I'm sure he's having great fun singing with TOTO, and they're playing all over the world, which I love that. But I'm having more fun than when I sang with TOTO.
Sounds like you have a lot more control as well in what you would like to do, and being able to record and perform the songs that you would like to and how you would like to.
Yes, I will be recording songs for 2 movies, and it'll be very easy to record songs that are on my computer right now for a new solo album.
That's awesome, and that's something for fans to really look forward to checking out. But with that said, to name one of your skills, we know you are a great singer, but if you could have one skill or ability you currently don't have, what would you choose?
Well, I've helped several people learn to play piano and sing because they were asking me how to do that. But anything that I don't know how to do, I know someone who is a friend of mine that does know how to do, and I could call them and have them come over to my house, and they would help anybody do anything.
Well, that sounds like that's very practical advice for someone like yourself to be able to have different resources and with things that you're not as proficient in, to find that person that knows how to do that.
Absolutely. A lot of times this is how a lot of those people became my friends.
Let's talk about one of your biggest success moments. Tell us about that moment in your life where you felt incredible and had a major breakthrough.
Well, after we did the TOTO 4 album, we were asked to go to the Grammys in 1983. The TOTO 4 album was out in 1982. But in 1983, we were nominated for 8 Grammys for the song Rosanna. And no one in the world had ever been nominated for that many Grammys. And I was thinking, since people usually win 1 or 2 Grammys from their nominations, but no one had ever been nominated for 8, I was thinking, we'll probably get shoved down and we'll win maybe 1, maybe 2. And when we got to the Grammy Awards, we were against, Paul McCartney and the Steely Dan, Stevie Wonder. When we got there, all of those guys were sitting right around us, but we won 6 Grammys. Each one of us got 6. And because the TOTO 4 album, we won a Grammy for Album of the Year. When you win Best Album of the Year award, you have to present the Best Album of the Year award the next Grammy show to whoever wins. And Michael Jackson won Best Album of the Year in 1984. We presented it to him. Michael was a wonderful guy.
I mean, I'm just picturing that, and, it's amazing. Yeah. It's really amazing. I mean...
That was an amazing album.
So is TOTO 4, a fantastic, fantastic album. It's timeless.
Yeah.
Well, what is one thing about the music business that is rocking your world right now?
Okay. I have to tell you, March the 29th, I am going to be 69 years old. But since I'm on the road playing concerts and tours all over the world in the Far East, South America, every country in Europe, Scandinavia, Russia, and I do several in the United States too. However, since I am doing that, I am so happy because when I stand in front of thousands of people singing songs and looking at the smiles on their face, that makes me so happy, and it makes me feel so incredibly wonderful. Actually, I feel like I'm 25 because I'm so happy and feel so good.
That totally rocks your world, I would imagine, just in you expressing that you feel that energy, you know, even you saying that, you can kind of feel that.
Well, I do. I will never stop.
All right. Before we enter into the next segment of the podcast, we're going to take a moment for today's sponsor. A press release done right can offer to blast off into a segment of the podcast called the Pod Finale, where you'll have the opportunity to motivate and inspire people in the music business. Are you ready?
Absolutely, I'm ready.
Rock on. If you were having coffee with a struggling musician who asked for your best piece of advice, what would you say in 1 minute or less?
Well, first, I would tell him, stop drinking coffee. No, actually, I would just absolutely let him know that he needs to stay with that instrument on a daily basis or sing every day. You know, try warming up your voice a little bit before you start singing real hard. The thing is, you need to listen to one of your favorite players or singers. You need to listen to those people and do your best to try and copy the favorite thing that you hear them do. I listened to so many great, wonderful singers when I was growing up. The first singer that I listened to, actually, that convinced me when I was a little kid to get into the music business was Ray Charles. I was doing a lot of Ray Charles vocal type things. Then I started listening to about 20 different vocalists, and I always tried to copy some of the best things that they were doing. I would learn the songs that I liked that they were singing. And you know, if you have a coach, a vocal coach, a guitar coach, a drum coach, whatever, go and let them teach you some of the best and easiest things you can to become better at whatever you do.
Awesome. That's some gold advice. If you had your own Super Bowl commercial and could send a message to millions of viewers, what would you say?
We're constantly losing land on every country and every continent. With the ice melting in the North and South poles, the water is going up around all of the continents. And Natural Power Concepts have machines that run only on wind power, wave power, and solar power. And they are really incredible. And you can see it at naturalpowerconcepts.com.
All right.
You would love it.
At the Music Business Connection, we know the importance of having the right tools, whether it's for recording in the studio, for live performances, or working in the music business. What is your one favorite piece of equipment, software, or resource right now?
Actually, I play keyboard, and actually, I have been playing keyboard since I was 4 years old. I like a lot of electric keyboards for the stage, but one of my favorites is an old one. It's Kurzweil PC88. I like that keyboard. I have one here at my house, and I write songs on it quite often, and I like it if it's on stage because I'm so accustomed to it. There are a lot of other wonderful keyboards that a lot of players use on stage. But for me, the Kurzweil PC88 is really nice.
Well, what's the best way for other people in the music business and music fans to get in touch with you?
They could go to www.bobbykimball.com. And if they send a message, they want to send a message to me, they just send it to the address on that web page, and my webmaster from Holland will forward it to me, and I will get back in touch with them.
We'll also have Bobby's show notes available at musicbusinesspodcast.com. Just type in Bobby in the search box. You know, Bobby, recently on episode 50 of the Music Business Connection, I was able to interview with Carmen Grillo, who is recording you in the studio.
He is the one that we recorded Tanner's song over at his studio. He's amongst the best.
Well, Bobby, before we go, I'd like to ask you one more question. I know that you have been in the music business for a long time, and that you've been working diligently, not just in the band TOTO, but in many bands. You've been in dozens of bands. What is something musicians should maybe not be doing in the music business so that they can succeed, so that they can move forward and have the confidence they need and be able to actually grow in their own music career?
Everyone, any musician in any band absolutely has to do their own life the way they want to do it, and I think it's the best thing if you get into a band and everyone makes equal shares,
Mm-hmm.
And never, ever let anyone in the band give you any orders. Don't do that, because it will make your life horrible. You just can't do that. You should be very, very happy if you're in a band and if you're a musician. Take care of yourself and allow everyone around you to take care of themselves. I think that's one of the most important things about being in a band, because, so many bands have fallen apart, mainly because someone in the band, or maybe a couple of people in the band, have begun doing things that all of a sudden just made a lot of the other members' lives feel terrible. And I don't ever want to be involved in anything like that. Never. I am so happy with the people that I play with around the world. Really good musicians and very fun people to know. And we always have a great time. Like I said, if you're a musician, you have to be yourself. Don't be anything that someone else tries to make you be. That is no good. So just live your own life and let everyone else live their own life. Don't give them orders. Don't take any orders. Just do what you got to do and love what you're doing. That will be the greatest thing for you if you absolutely love what you're doing and you're in a band with a lot of people who allow everyone to be themselves. You had to learn a hell of a lot of things to become a good musician. So, you know, if you've learned so many great things about becoming a wonderful musician, you can never let anyone change your life.
I think that's wonderful. I know that the people listening are applauding you for that. I mean, I can imagine.
I have a wonderful, wonderful time out there playing so many concerts and making people happy. Anyone who comes to my concert, I do not charge them anything for a VIP ticket, because if they're at my concert, they are a VIP to me. So after the concert, usually I go out in the audience and usually about 2 hours I'm out there. I will sign all the things that they asked me to. They want a lot of autograph. And so many people have iPhones, so lots of photos, about 2,000 photographs with people. So it's pretty fantastic to treat everyone like a VIP. Let them buy the ticket to come in, and all of a sudden they are a VIP to your life.
Bobby, it's been simply awesome having you as today's special guest. Thanks so much for sharing about yourself, giving some great advice, and making yourself available to our listeners.
Well, Terrance, very nice doing the interview, my friend.
Well, there you have it. Bobby Kimball, everybody. Tune in for the next episode of the Music Business Connection. And remember, keep on rocking in the free world. Until next time.
Thanks for listening to the Music Business Connection, inspiring the rock star within you.
Gonna take a lot to drag me away from you.
Yes! Yeah. Oh, that's awesome, man. And you still got it, you got those powerful vocals, and
I'm having more fun than ever.